James thinks I say da-da-da-da-dum a lot, which I do, obviously. Da-da-da-da-dum.
Da-da-dum, anyway.
Da-da-da-da-dum.
And then da-da-da, yeah. So whenever you're ready.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the latest Kate Assad Do Business video. Again, still without Kate. So, this week we're talking about getting over disappointments in business. As you've seen from the title, I think it's all over, it isn't. So, I'm going to start with this one because I've had loads of disappointments in business. There's been absolutely loads. I mean, from start to finish, lost deals. We have wasted a lot of finances on certain kind of models that weren't successful. That's business models, not like, Cindy Crawford or Naomi Campbell or anybody. Even those two are showing my age, aren't they? But anyway, so my approach to that used to be very different to what it is now. My approach used to be, oh bloody hell, no, that's it, can't get up in the morning, game over, business is going to bits, how are we going to survive, this person is doing so well, I'm doing rubbish, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. Yeah. James thinks I say da-da-da-da-dum a lot, which I do, obviously. So that used to be my approach, and I used to really suffer with that. Whenever we didn't win a deal, it would take me probably 2 or 3 days to kind of get over that and get over the disappointment and the feeling of, I guess we failed or I've failed with that particular client. And then you get older, you get more mature, and you realise that it's all part of the learning journey. It's all part of the building your business journey and process, because you're not going to win every single deal. Or in our case, every single deal that you go for. You're going to have employees leaving your organisation. Key, important employees. You're going to have financial setbacks. You're going to have a lot of different setbacks. It might be personal setbacks that affect your business as well. And it all kind of rolls up into one big, huge bubble. And you think, oh no, the world's coming to an end. How am I going to survive? But you do survive. Life isn't over. You come back from it. And I think now, although I still get disappointed, don't get me wrong, I still get disappointed. I just think, okay, we're closer to the next deal that is going to come through. We have a client who's upset with us for whatever reason, we've done something wrong or this and the other. Manage it, speak to them, and turn it round. And I think that's the key. It's knowing that disappointment doesn't break you. It actually makes you, as long as you learn from it, you've got to learn from it and aim not to make that same mistake, if indeed you did make a mistake.
Do you ever pressurise yourself? Like when you make if you're disappointed maybe that we haven't won a deal, do you then pressurise yourself for the next one, or does it make you sort of relax more into it? Sort of how do you manage?
Nowadays, I'm quite relaxed about it all.
Yeah. Because
I know that the position we are in as a business, the next one will come.
Yeah.
The next one will come, and you might be watching this thinking, oh, that's great, you guys have been around for 14, 15 years, so it's easy. What if you're a startup? I think it's a mindset. It's a mindset. I wish I had that mindset when I started up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I guess that comes with experience and it comes with maturity. And maybe you can't rush that. Maybe you can't force that. I don't know.
In an earlier video, you talked about not relying on one source of income as a business.
Absolutely.
Because wherever possible. But it's interesting, and I think that's something that we try and do in phase 3. We call it the plan B. We always make sure that there is a plan B for everybody in the team. So
Yeah.
if their current role was to come to an end for any reason, there was always something else that they could do and step into. And it's the same for everything at phase 3. One part of the business doesn't necessarily mean that should that crumble, everything else falls.
But I think the key thing is to have absolute 100% conviction in what you're doing, you know, because you can have disappointment after disappointment, setback after setback, you know, and you need to have 100% belief that your business, your planning, the people around you, you know, things will change, things will improve. And I think that's the bit you need to have, the mindset, the conviction in your belief that what you're doing is right, and this kind of unwavering
resilience,
confidence and resilience in yourselves. And that's not just as a business leader or a business owner, but even working in a business. You know, you need to have the same mindset that you will make this succeed.
And I think like we're quite a small team, so sometimes I think we feel it together. So sometimes you know, when there's there's good days and bad days. When there's a bad day, we do feel it together, but everybody is supportive. We motivate each other. You know, we push each other so that, you know, even though you're having a bit of a low, the good day will come, and then we celebrate that together.
Yeah, and feeling it personally motivates us to not make the same mistake again, doesn't it? And we spent a day, didn't we? You and me and Marilyn spent a day in London in our office there, going through all of the things that we had done in the last 2 years, really, wasn't it?
Which in some organisations could have been seen as something quite negative. For example, we printed off all of the work that you and I and Marilyn had done, and we basically sat there and red penned our own work. But because we're so close and it's so much about improving ourselves, I actually came away from that feeling really energised, and I could see exactly where we could make those improvements.
And it made it better for the client in the long run, because what we do now is much more focus, much more detail. And I think in terms of when things go wrong, as sort of head of service, we have to deal with this a lot, don't we? Well, not a lot, no. Cut that bit. We don't deal with things going wrong a lot, but it can be something simple. You know, it happened today. Client called up and expected a consultant to be there, and they weren't, but the client had got the date wrong. You know, that kind of thing happens all the time. But when we have had issues in the past where, you know, maybe some piece of work wasn't scoped properly, or a client asks a question, can you do this? And we say yes, but actually they mean something else. That's when it gets really difficult. And I always think that the way that you handle the negative is what really sticks with the client, even if they've had, you know, an experience that wasn't great, that they shouldn't have expected. If you handle it properly and make it right, it's that's remembered, not the issue that happened in the first place. And we are committed to always making sure that our clients get what they need, and I would say more so now than in the past.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's that confidence, having the confidence in your own abilities to make it right, having confidence in your team's abilities to make it right, and just having confidence that the situation is not the end. There's always an option. There's always something positive, you know, and I think that's absolutely key. So, you know, let us know what you think, guys, because, you know, there's people out there who would have had loads of disappointments, maybe loads of successes as well. But, you know, tell us about that learning journey. Tell us about how you manage with the disappointments, how you cope with the disappointments, and we'll be back next week for the next video. Thank you.